Most of disease is currently in northern India. It will stretch into rural areas and into the south. The UK variant does cause more severe disease and is more transmissible. How big the numbers are, they've never been so large anywhere in the world before. Right now, it's really bad in the mega cities, but it is going to get bad in other cities as well. Most of disease is currently in northern India. It will stretch into rural areas and into the south, where we will continue to see increases. We need to be preparing for that now. And with protocols, it becomes easier to be able to handle things. Right now, there is a lot of irrational treatment that is going on. I've seen people get prescriptions with as many as 16 drugs, many of them having absolutely no value. I've seen family members running around trying to get drugs that are not suitable for their patients. That's why I think protocols are important, and we need to make sure that that happens outside of hospitals and inside hospitals as well. So I think we have biological data on the variants with some evidence showing us that B.1.1.7, which has also been known as the UK variant, does cause more severe disease and is more transmissible than the older or ancestral variants of the virus that we dealt with last year. With the variants that have arisen in India, B.1.6.1.7 is the one that is most prominent. We actually have very little biological data to tell us about how the mutant is behaving. We have mutations in the virus that seem to indicate that it will be more transmissible, that it may escape the immune response, but actually we have very little clinical information or epidemiological information that informs us whether these mutations are having an effect in patients or not. The numbers are, they've never been so large anywhere in the world before. So even if it is a small proportion of people who become very sick, the numbers are still sufficient to be able to overwhelm healthcare systems in India. And our most urgent need is to be able to provide care inside hospitals and outside hospitals. So last year, when we had started to look at what herd immunity would mean, the figure that most people landed on was somewhere around 60-70%. But that was for a virus that had a lower reproductive number than the variants that we are seeing now. People are saying that we need to get up to 80-85% to be able to get to herd immunity. And that means effectively that we would have to vaccinate all adults and maybe some children as well. I think ultimately we are going to need to try and immunize the whole population, because we are not going to be able to immunize all adults. Now, this looks difficult, this looks long-term, but we can look at what is happening in terms of real-world data from the UK, from Israel, where they have managed to vaccinate a proportion of their population. Israel is up to about 60% now. And there they started to see an effect, a slowing of the virus, once they got substantially above a third of the population being vaccinated. Is that a situation that we will see in India? We don't know yet. If prior infection has some protection and we can get up to about a third of our people being vaccinated, possibly then I think we would start to see some slowing of transmission of the virus. Is that they chose to give a single dose and then give the second dose after 3 months. So we have real world data of the efficacy of one dose of vaccine. And at least in the UK, there is about 65% prevention of infections and 80% protection of severe disease with a single dose of the vaccine. So even though we are only at 10% with a single dose and 90% of that is likely to be Covishield, our numbers of people that are slowly getting protected is increasing. Not against infection, not against mild disease necessarily, but certainly against severe disease and potentially death.